If you are a seller on Teespring, then knowledge is power. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 3 really good pieces of advice that I think every Teespring seller should know. Hi everyone, I hope you're all having a great day. If you're new here, my name is Greg, and I like to talk about online entrepreneurship and sharing the resources that I wish I had along my journey. So if you're interested in making money online, feel free to look around the channel and you might find some stuff that you like. Today's video is going to be quick and straight to the point, and it is 3 valuable pieces of advice that every Teespring seller needs to know. So first things first, 2 pretty important public service announcements. 1, I haven't uploaded in over a week, and no, I haven't forgot about you guys. There's just a hurricane heading towards my state, so things have been a little unusual. And the second public service announcement is in regards to Placeit.net. If you guys have watched any of my other videos, then you know that I'm always talking about Placeit.net for creating t-shirt designs, creating social media content, and creating the t-shirt mock-ups of models wearing your t-shirt designs. Well, just 10 days ago, on August 20th, they lowered their pricing to a new plan. And this is a testing plan. They're only testing this to see what kind of results and how people are reacting to it. But the pricing plan has gone all the way down to about $15 per month. However, it does not include logos right now. So if you saw in the t-shirt design video that I made with Placeit before, there's 2 ways to create t-shirt designs on Placeit. One is with their standard t-shirt design tool, which is great. And then also you can use their logo tool, which creates cool t-shirt designs as well. So just know that the current plan right now for anyone who signs up right now going forward until they bring back the logos, it's going to be a cheaper plan. However, it's not going to include the logos. And just know that anyone who had signed up prior to this new cheaper plan, you guys still get unlimited logos. And I will keep you guys posted as soon as the logos plan comes back. I'll let you guys know about it. The price will probably go up, but I will still let you guys know. We'll have to wait and see how the results go from Placeit on what kind of plans are going to come and go, but just know that this cheaper plan as well, you still get the full mockups feature and standard t-shirt designing. So that's well worth $15 per month. Anyways, let's get into this video. I just wanted to answer that because I've been getting a lot of questions about it. Hopefully that clears it up for you guys. All right, 3 really important pieces of advice that I have for anyone who's selling on Teespring. Number 1, this is that it's very important to know the different qualities of shirts that you can choose to have your designs printed on and how many different items to include in your campaign. So right off the bat, the 2 main options that I would recommend for t-shirts are either classic or premium. Those are my 2 favorites, and here's why. The classic is the cheapest option. This means that you're going to have the biggest profit margin on it. The quality of the shirt is okay. It's not something that's extremely soft that you're going to be super excited to be wearing. It's more about the design that's on it. And the premium is a little bit more expensive for the cost of the goods, so your profit margin's not going to be as big if you're pricing it the same as the classic, but the material is super soft, so I highly recommend that. Now, I would recommend these to different people for different purposes. Now, allow me to explain that. If you are someone like myself who's just creating Teespring shirts for passive income, this is most people out there, and you're not creating a specific t-shirt brand or a clothing company and just using Teespring to fulfill it. Very different things. So most of us are going to be uploading designs onto Teespring, onto Merch by Amazon, onto Redbubble, just to create passive income streams for ourselves. If you are doing that, then I recommend using the classic because it's a good enough material. It's still nice material. It's just not ultra soft, but it's going to keep your margins really big. Now, if you are someone that is creating a specific clothing company, one clothing company, and you just happen to use Teespring to fulfill your orders and process them and print them and ship them for your company, then I recommend using the premium. And this way, whenever customers get your shirts, they're going to be really nice, soft shirts, and that's going to help your brand image because you are creating a clothing brand. So keep that in mind. Those are the 2 differences. If you're creating passive income streams, then go with the cheaper option. If you're creating a clothing company and just happen to use Teespring to fulfill it, then I recommend going with the premium. Now, the second part of this first thing is what types of items to include in your campaigns or your listings on Teespring. A really big piece of advice I have for you guys is don't put too many options in there. If people are scrolling through your listings and they find your design and they like it, but they have way too many color options and way too many style options, they're going to get what's called paralysis by analysis. And what that means is basically they're paralyzed in their decision. They're analyzing which one to go with, and then they end up just closing out of the tab and they don't purchase anything. So I recommend only putting in core colors and core items. For me, this is typically no more than 5 colors available and only the clothing items that you think would really be a good fit for this. For me personally, this is typically 1 t-shirt, 1 tank top, 1 long sleeve, 1 hoodie / sweatshirt. I like the ones that have the hood on them. And then if it makes sense, a coffee mug and maybe a sticker. That's it. And be sure that you're not adding in 2 shirts. If you add in 1 shirt that's a classic and 1 shirt that's a premium, it's just going to throw people off. So just pick 1 of the items in each of those categories. Again, there is no hard rule on this, but I recommend just not putting in too many options that people get paralysis by analysis. Okay, number 2 really big piece of advice is to understand the pricing strategy. Now, when you are uploading a design and creating a listing on Teespring, they do have suggested pricing. I think that these are a little bit too high and asking too much. What I found sells the best for me is a couple dollars below the suggested pricing. Trust me, I've tested all different price points on Teespring, the suggested pricing, the one that I recommend that's a couple dollars below the suggested pricing. I've tried really low pricing just to get high volume, and I've tried high pricing just to get a few sales with huge profit on them. What ultimately yields the most profit for me is a couple dollars below the suggested pricing. You have to think about what's going to yield the most profit at the end of the day. This may not mean the most sales, but the most profit. If you set your prices really low, you will sell a lot more units. However, you're not going to make as much money on each of those sales. If you set your prices really high, you're not going to sell nearly as many units, but you will make a really good chunk of change on each one of those sales. However, what you ultimately have to look for is what price point is going to put the most money in your pocket. And for me, from experience, that has been a couple dollars below the suggested price. And once you have made one full listing with all the different items that we were talking about in one, and you've set all the pricing and the colors for them, and you create that listing through, when you go to create another listing on Teespring, it's really convenient because you can hit duplicate this listing, change out the design, and then change out the title and description, and it'll save all of the products, all of the colors, and all of the price points that you set on the first one. This makes it really efficient, and you can upload a lot of good designs and set the campaigns up perfectly by doing it this way. All right, guys, number 3, this is another really important one, and this is keywords and knowing how to use them. Keywords is a term that is often used in SEO or search engine optimization, and it's kind of thrown around like crazy and overcomplicated. Essentially, what a keyword is what you want to show up for. So when someone types something into a search bar on Google or on Teespring Marketplace, that is basically the keyword that you want to show up for. This could be something as general as yoga, or even a little bit more specific, like funny women's yoga. This way, when someone is typing in the search bar on Google or search engine or Teespring Marketplace, something that has to do with yoga or funny women's yoga, that could be funny women's yoga tank top, funny women's yoga shirt, it has that keyword in it. Now, what you want to do is be sure that you're using keywords in your title and your description of the listing or the campaign that you're creating on Teespring. Now, quite a while ago, I made an entire video that has to do just with this on how to use keywords in the title and description, and I will link to that at the end of this video and down in the description. So if you want more information on keywords in titles and description, you can watch that video. Just make sure that you're using keywords in your title and description. Keep it very natural and human-like, and be sure not to be spammy with it. Teespring even has an article showing how to write these titles and descriptions. In the longer video that I'm going to link to, I go through the entire article and explain each one of the examples. The video that's going to be linked up here is the one I was just talking about for keywords in your title and description. And the video linked just below it is the best all-in-one resource for print on demand that I have for you guys here on YouTube. As always, thank you guys so much for the likes on these videos. If you have any questions at all, let me know down in the comments. I'm going to get back to preparing for this hurricane, but I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video.